All right, let's look at the preview for Argentina versus France. And this is probably one of the games to watch this weekend. I think this is very important because Argentina are actually looking like a good team, right? They just beat the Springboks not long ago. They just lost to Ireland in a very tight game. I mean, it could have gone either way. I think most people think that Argentina did look like the better team in that game. They were pretty much just 10 meters from the try line, and they had a knock on, which I still don't know because there's no evidence to suggest there was a knock on. I think it was probably a boot or something that hit the ball, and the ref thought it was a knock on, and that's why they didn't show any replays, because they realized it was a mistake. And even if the ref says yes, it was a mistake, scrum ball to Argentina, it's the end of the game because it's not a penalty, so it's game over. So we're going to be watching this. So it's a Friday night at St. Denis in Paris, and it's going to be big. All right, it should be a sold out crowd again. It's going to be a great atmosphere. And I want to run through the teams real quick with you. Let's see if I can move my face out of the way here. Here we go. I'll move my face right in the middle up there. Now part of the French team, apparently. But as you can see, so number one, Jean-Baptiste Gros, he's back. Piatro Malvaca in at number 2 again. And Uini Atonio is back. The big enforcer, the Rochelle big enforcer, he is back. So he's probably a big miss for them. You could see him on the sideline in the last game against the All Blacks. He was obviously just harboring something. In at number 4, Thibaut Flament. Number 5, Emmanuel Miafu, who didn't offer too much, but he's great in defense and usually a solid runner. Number 6, Francois Cros. Number 7, Paul Baudin on the right here. And then you got Charles Olivon in the middle. Number 9, Antoine Dupont, the captain, who was not nominated in the top 4 for World Rugby, which I think is fair because he did go off and play sevens and all that type of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see who actually wins that. And then you got number 10, Thomas Ramos, the fullback, now number 10, because Jalibert can't take being benched. I mean, kids don't even do that in under 8s if they get benched. I mean, seriously, you're a professional player, you're representing your country. I mean, toughen up. Seriously, it's not a good look. Number 12, Yoram Muefana, who has been solid in midfield. Gael Fiku, the experienced centre. And then you got Louis Biarre on the left wing. I mean, the dude is exciting. He is so fast. It is insane. He's probably one of the fastest in World Rugby, if not the fastest. He's very small, skinny, but he does his job, right? And he's great in little rucks as well. Number 14, Gabin Villiers, the right winger, he always wears a headgear as well, similar to Louis on the left wing. And they are very annoying in the rucks. You watch the game, they know how to slow the ruck down when they make a tackle. They know how to make a nuisance, even though they're only 70, 80 kilos. They still know how to really annoy the ruck. And then Leo Barre in the back there at fullback, which would be interesting. He will be tested by the Argentinians, who do come up with obviously a bit of a bigger winger / fullback coming into it. So one place they can attack is in the air, but the French just know how to defend it so well, especially with that massive forward pack that they have. They're really going to try and break the Argentinians down. Now, we jump to Argentina's team. Thomas Gallo in at number 1, the ever so solid. Then you got Julian Montoya, the captain himself. I mean, the guy, he's a weapon. He is such a good player, a great hooker. Then you got Joel Sclavi in at number 3. Yet again, another player who's actually been playing with some lingering issues lately. Couple injuries. You can see his knees always, heavily taped. So hopefully he makes it through the 80 minutes. Hopefully without problem, because we want both the teams to be, at full strength. As a spectator, not having a bone to pick in this fight, but I really do hope the Southern Hemisphere wins, but I'll make my prediction soon and I'll let you know afterwards. And let me know if you agree. Let me know your prediction below as well. You got Guido in at number 4, Petty, The big tall boy, number 5, Pedro Rubiolo in at number 5. Pablo Matera, the favorite, right? I mean, the mullet king of Argentina in at number 6. Number 7, Juan Martin Gonzalez. I mean, the guy, he has a big future ahead of him, and he has every works to do it. The guy is big, strong, athletic. He just needs to sometimes hold that offload sometimes, right? Sometimes he just forces it, but that's the way the Argentinians want to play. So if it's dry weather in Paris, then it'll be a great game. Joaquin Oviedo, who has taken the number 8 spot and made it his. You got number 9, Gonzalo Garcia, who is just a little menace. He really knows how to kind of get under the skin and, speed the game up is what they wanted. You got Thomas Albanos, who has taken over at number 10 since, the Rugby Championship. He's made it his. And he is deceptively fast. I mean, if you see him in the open field, he's running away from wingers, which is very, he doesn't look fast, but you see him in open space. He's almost like a JP Peterson, if you remember the South African winger, who just looked like he was in cruise control. Same with, Chris Latham, if you remember him from Australia. Then at number 12, you've got Matthias Moroni, who got yellow carded against Ireland, which I think was a bit rough, but, hopefully he makes up for that. Then you got Lucio Cinti in at 13, who has been solid. Then you got Bautista Delgay on the left wing. And you got number 14, Rodrigo Isgro on the right wing, who is he's making the most of his opportunities. And you got number 15, Juan Cruz Malia, who, man, what a great try against the Irish, against, one of the world's best defensive teams. On halfway about, hits a perfect line, steps the fullback, scores a great solo try. Yeah, that was the point where I'm like, the Argentinians are coming back, because the Irish looked in control that first half, but as the Argentinians recently do, they do make a comeback, which was good to see. So let's get back into this one here again. So let's have a bit of a look at what the weather will look like in Paris. All right. So it'll be Friday night game. As you can see, it's going to be freaking cold, okay? 3 damn degrees, man. That is insane. But it looks like at nighttime, it's just going to be cloudy, a dry game. So I'm expecting a big score, okay? After seeing that, looking at Argentina's most recent results, let's have a bit of a look at that as well. For France versus Argentina rugby, because obviously if you just type in the two countries, then it just pops up with football results. Because obviously they are very much, 2 of the top teams in the world for that. You can see here, so just we'll go through the last few results. So France beat New Zealand 30-29, smashed Japan 52-12. Argentina beat France last time they played, which was on 14th July, obviously the South America tour, where France yet again decided they're not going to play and, tour with their top team, which is annoying because, as I've seen in the last video I made about France, people tried to defend why they don't send Dupont and all these players is because, they got commitments to the club rugby. They actually don't, because there are other players who do go and play who also play for those same clubs. So the clubs do release them to go and play these tours. They do. Because World Rugby knows international rugby comes first. That is what is the moneymaker, especially for the world-wise, okay? France's, domestic competition is very strong. It does make a lot of money. The URC is gaining. The Premiership in England, they still get pretty solid crowds, that sort of thing. But international's where the money is. So they should be sending their top team, okay? Then France beat Uruguay by 15. France beat Argentina 28-13, which was a big win because, like I said, they didn't even travel with their top team. So that's just the most recent results, the last 5 for France. And then let's have a look at Argentina's most recent results. Both pretty solid. I mean, smashed Italy, just lost to Ireland, 22-19, smashed Italy 50 points to 18. South Africa smashed them 48-7. Argentina beat South Africa with that missed penalty by Mani Libok. And they absolutely destroyed Australia 67-27. So first time Argentina's ever beaten every country in the Rugby Championship in a single round. In a single season, right? So be very, very big game. I'm thinking final score, my prediction for this is, seeing it's good weather, I'm going to go with 34-29 to France. So France by 5 points, 34-29, big scoring game, many penalties, be a couple yellow cards, I think, for a couple high hits or something like that. 34-29 to France. Argentina will look down and out, but I think they'll do a bit of a comeback and score some late points. So I think they'll be down by over 10 going into the last 10 minutes, and then they'll score and kind of bring it closer. But yet again, like I'm saying, my heart, I hope Argentina wins for the Southern Hemisphere, but it'll be a great game indeed. With Luke Pearce as the referee, you never know what's going to happen. You really don't. Because he makes some funny calls sometimes, right? He really does. And he does favor the bigger teams. So we'll see how this game goes. Let me know what your prediction is below. Like the videos if you like it. And the main thing is, hit that subscribe button. If you do love rugby and you do want to talk about rugby, subscribe below. Drop your comments and I'll always get back to your comments and we can have a bit of a conversation about rugby. The game that we love. The game that is played in heaven. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.